You remember when you first skated?
No.
Any stories like that with your dad?
No, keep in mind, I didn't get on skates and play organized hockey until I was 11, somewhere in around there. And no, I only skated with my dad once or twice that I can remember, and that was with his shift league guys. He was a oil worker, and I was already playing competitive hockey by then. And yeah, he wasn't a hockey player growing up. He loved his Habs. Did I ever tell you the story, by the way? God, this is funny. Speaking of Christmas gifts, this is a good one.
Gift that keeps on giving?
So my old man was born and raised in Eastern Ontario, right on the Quebec-U.S. Ontario border. And he was a Habs fan, diehard Habs fan. And growing up in Northern Alberta, I was an Oilers fan. Everyone loved Wayne Gretzky. Everyone loved Yari Curry. Everyone loved Grant Fuhr. Everyone loved, that team because, geographically, that was our team. That's what we got coverage of. Until Wayne Gretzky, according to my father, wasn't traded, was sold to the LA Kings. Peter Pocklington was the owner of the team. My father, even though he was a Habs fan, understood the finance of what that did to the province, getting rid of Gretzky. And sure, they want to keep after. I know you're going to say that in the comments. I get it. He said, okay, not only is there no more Oilers in this house, we're not watching another game. There's no more paraphernalia. There is no more cheering for them. Peter Pocklington also owns Palm Dairies, which was the big dairy company in Alberta. We had to switch to Lucerne. That sucked. Lucerne was a lesser product, but I had to pick another team. And my favorite player at the time was Steve Yzerman. I love that guy, so I became a Detroit Red Wing fan. Fast forward a bunch of years, I'm probably about 15, 16, and there was a fundraiser that happened, and my old man, my pops, won the raffle and won a game-worn, autographed Steve Yzerman jersey. And I thought, oh, baby, I know what I'm getting for Christmas. That jersey, to this day, still hangs in the back of his closet. Even though, keep in mind, Original Six, he's a Montreal Canadiens fan, despises the Detroit Red Wings, but just to keep it out of my hands, keeps it in the back of his closet. Me knowing it's there, him knowing it's there, and from what I understand, he has already bequeathed it to my brother to make sure that it never gets into my hands. Now that is diehard loyalty.
I was going to say, it sounds like a very spiteful father.
Yeah. Have you met him? Do you know him?
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Frame that puppy up. Put it on eBay.
Oh my goodness, I would love to get my hands on that one day.
Was it a white or a Red Wings? Or Red Wings?
White. It was their home jersey back in the 90s at the time. That's when I never understood that, by the way. And I know we got a lot of great clips to come later on the show, but it makes more sense to me after learning this that the home team always wears the same color. That way your visiting team is just white. They're just the visiting team, period. Your team wears their home color. But for whatever reason, through the 90s, the home team wore white. I never understood that. It gave the opposing team a chance to wear their dominant color. And now that the home team is wearing their dominant color, that makes way more sense.
I think it started with the Jets, though, because the Jets had the whiteout, the original Winnipeg whiteout.
Right.
And the Jets wore white. So the Jets were in white. The fans were in white. We are the Winnipeg whiteout. We're white. We are together. And the home team or the away team wears dark. We're not part of you. So I think that makes sense. I also personally, I like the whites better. I like a nice crisp white jersey. Although I will say those Winnipeg Jets 90s white jerseys, oh my God, were those beautiful jerseys. The who owns the trademark? Because they can't do that logo in those colors anymore, right?
What do you mean? Like the old Jets ones?
Like the 90s, like Winnipeg Jets, the JET with the hockey stick. They're like in the original, like that bright blue and bright red.
No, they've worn those. They've worn those in heritage games and whatnot.
They've made them darker, though. It's a darker red and darker blue. They don't have that crisp.
That's just for updating style. I think, and as a goaltender, you can appreciate this. If people on the other end of the ice are wearing dark colors, it's harder to track the puck. Is it not?
A little bit. It's more of a lighting issue, I find. Like, depending on what the lighting is, it makes it harder, easier to track pucks. But if everybody's wearing white and the opposing team was wearing black, I think that would make it a little bit easier to track because black jerseys, black puck, all I'm looking for is black. White is us, black is them. Way easier to track. Coming off the stick, use white tape. But if they're using black tape, if that makes sense.
I get you. You
know what would look great, though? A black Red Wings jersey. Just straight up black. Red.
Hey, every Sunday a new podcast goes up, but if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, there's clips everywhere and just segmented stuff on your favorite players. Go subscribe to Slang and the Biscuit. You can click these boxes because who doesn't like clicking boxes?